there seems to be a shift in just buyer economics. People are holding their money a little tighter. They're not the luxury moves aren't happening as often. And so have you made any kind of shift operationally to do smaller moves, or have you made any shift operational in terms of changing to adjust to make sure you're not left in the dust with kind of the changes that have happened over the last year and a half economically and in consumer purchasing? So
We've always considered ourselves like a purpose-driven, values-based organization. I echo the sentiments about being team member focused, client focused. Industry as a whole has elevated quality, which honestly I think is good for the industry. It's good for the clients. Of course, as the consumer, it's no longer riddled with mediocrity as it used to be. But I
mhm.
do think we all as an industry need to start thinking about how we can charge what we're worth, because if we continue to raise the level of service we provide but don't charge accordingly for it because we're always trying to beat each other up on price, then nobody wins. We run ourselves out of business.
I agree a lot with Nick said as well, with just making sure like we're not trying to have a race to the bottom, right? I mean, the last thing we want to do is say like, oh my gosh, the phones are slow, let's lower our pricing. I think that's one of the worst decisions you can make. Again, talking about the P&L, that'll make the P&L look really bad. And I'll also mention, I think just from the initial call, like you mentioned, like taking on smaller moves as an example, I think if you're going to do something like that, that's fine. But you need to still charge accordingly, because you're going to send guys out on the road, you're going to take liability, you're going to take things on. So if you're going to do a smaller move, I think that's totally fine, but they need to understand what they're getting.